This brand new Vizio has a built-in TV tuner. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here with the brand new Vizio Quantum Pro 4K QLED HDR Smart TV. This is a 65-inch TV and it is very nice. I've already done a tour of the back ports so you can see what's going on behind the scenes. This time I wanted to look at the antenna input because I think most people look at that and say, oh, there's a little coax connection like it's 1999, but I'm not going to use that. Well, turns out that some years ago we switched from analog to digital over-the-air signals, and those digital signals are encoded in something called ATSC 1.0, which is a standard, and that's the tuner that most TVs have. And you think, okay, but nothing. Turns out that there are dozens, if not 100 or more channels available for you through your tuner, and they're all free. There's no subscription. You don't have to have any sort of like cable TV or anything. All you need is a good antenna. So with my new Vizio, I grabbed my Evoca indoor antenna. Now, I'll be honest, if you're thinking, oh, a TV antenna, that's like some monstrosity on my roof, those work better. For most people, having an antenna on your roof is going to give you the best reception. But if you're in a townhouse or a condo, or if you live in a neighborhood with an HOA that won't let you put up an antenna, or you're in an apartment or a dorm room, an antenna like this is a very modern solution and it works really well. So this is hooked up to the Vizio. I'm going to put it so it's not blocking the view, which will make it really nice. And then we're going to go through this scan of channels and we'll just see exactly what we get. Now, this is important for you to know. I live in Boulder, Colorado, so I get decent TV reception. If you're in a big city, you will typically have the best possible reception. And if you're out in the sticks and you literally are 100 miles from any antenna, then you're going to have to try your luck. But in any case, if you have a new TV, it literally has these capabilities, so why not try it out? Now, let me move this antenna out of the way. So we now have a clearer view of the television, and the easy way to actually get to the antenna is to choose input on the remote, and then one of the input options is called, ingeniously enough, antenna. Now, since I don't have anything set up, what it should do is it should get me into a setup mode, and that's exactly where I am. So we're going to start with find channels. I've already hooked up an antenna. If you don't hook up an antenna, you'll probably get 0 channels. So you definitely want to have an antenna. And now it's searching. What it's doing is it's literally going through the spectrum of all possible TV frequencies and looking to see if there's a signal at each one. And this can include higher definition things. So your general TV channel, and this is like old school TV, is like 480p. So it's old and it's going to look pretty out of focus, but it's free, right? But a lot of channels are broadcasting in higher resolution. You can get 720, you can get 1080. If you're lucky, you could have a 4K channel. Now, one important thing to know is that channels are very slowly, the broadcast industry is very slowly moving to ATSC 3.0, which is a more sophisticated technology for broadcasting and sort of sending a richer signal, but it also requires a different tuner. So I checked with Vizio and they said this is an ATSC 1.0 tuner. If you really want to have the most future-proof technology, then you're going to probably want to plug in a box like one from Zapper Box or from Tableau or something. There's a number of different technologies out there that are just little like set-top boxes. Meanwhile, my scan is complete and it's found 57 channels. So let's go to next. And now I want to enter my zip code, and you want to enter the right zip code because it actually uses that for on-screen guide information. So 80301 is my zip code. I will confirm that, and then we are here. So we're right there on TV, but I'm going to mute this because we don't need to hear Good Day Colorado, but you can see it's staying up here, and look how clean that picture is. And here's my guide of all the channels I have. So I can go down and look, and it's not like the old days where you would channel 13 or channel 22 or something. So now it's 2 digits with a dash between them. So Comet is a popular sort of old reruns channel. It's kind of fun stuff. And that's 2-3. So I can go further and notice everything has its programming, and the guide is filled out, and it's showing me a picture of that program and a description of the program. So we want to watch The Lone Ranger. We can just switch. I just pushed the select button, and let's see. Sometimes it's not great resolution. As you can see here, it's not a very good signal, so it's actually said signal loss. So now we're just going to go back to the guide, and we'll try a different program. There's Home Shopping Network. I told you there are over-the-air shopping channels. So let's go to CBS and see what kind of signal this gives us. And here, check this out. Can you see that? It says Dolby Audio. So this is actually giving us a really good audio signal. And as you can see, it's a crisp and very watchable signal. And I can watch this show and enjoy it. Now, it's free. I'm not paying for a subscription. I don't have to have a contract with CBS. So I think all of that is marvelous. And what I'm doing to get to the guide is I'm just doing up and down arrow on the remote. And this is the simplified Vizio remote, by the way. I think they call it a voice remote, but I call it simplified because there aren't a lot of buttons. And so I can get to the guide, but if I go back to the program, if I go to the left arrow, then let's see, the right arrow? Well, there's a way you can get to a sort of mini guide, but we'll just stick here for now because I want to show you that on the left side, there's live TV, on-demand movies, and settings. And this particular setting actually is settings related to the antenna input, and that's important. So these are different settings, one of which is parental controls. Since it's over the air, it's a little harder to manage what your kids are going to watch, especially if they like sneak out at 2 in the morning and turn on the television. So you can set up parental controls. You can go to antenna settings, and if you get a better antenna or you move it, you can sort of add to the scan and say, hey, how many more channels will I get? I find that I do that at night, and then it's like, oh, here's a bunch more channels. And then the next day I'm like, as we saw with Grit TV, it's like, yeah, this signal's not quite good enough. Now, to be fair, my antenna is in probably the worst possible location. It is in the center of my house. It is low, and I'm literally blocking its view of the window. So this is why people put their antennas on their roof. So the more unobstructed view it has in the direction of a broadcast tower, the better signal and the more signals you're going to get. So I can monkey with that. We can go to hide channel. I'll just show you that super quick. So we can go here, and it shows you all the channels that I get. And all of these are available and free. So PBS, Fox, the CW, here's Comet. Let's see, Grit didn't seem like it worked, so I'm going to just choose it, and now it's gone from my guide. I'll do the same for QVC and Home Shopping Network. Really not the kind of person who shops via my television. So there's that. Digital audio, you can choose your favorite language if you prefer to have the programming in Spanish or Korean or something, or maybe it's for grandma, then you can set that up as the default. And then double check that you have your right zip code. And one more is that in closed captions, you can also specify the format and the language. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. There's a way you can integrate live TV into your, hang on, let me get to the program that we're watching. Here we go. So here's that side view guide that I was talking about. So there's a way you can actually integrate the TV antenna inputs into your overall program guide, which is nice. So you can just be on Watch TV and do that. But all in all, this is definitely something I think is worth setting up for most people. Get an antenna. This one I have is fairly spendy at about $125, but you can get much, much less expensive antennas, especially if you can like strap it to your chimney or put it on your roof, or what a lot of people do is they put it in their attic. And why not experiment? For the cost of $30 or $40, I'll bet you're paying over $100, possibly over $200 a month for your streaming channels, right? For your cable TV. If most of the stuff that you are going to watch is actually like network television, then you could do this for free and cut that cable and save yourself hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year. So that's all I got. I think I'm going to go back and see what's going on with real estate and the housing market. So I hope this was really helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them in the comments. And I would be appreciative if you were to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and click on that subscribe, click on the bell icon for notifications. Give me a thumbs up if this was of value. Again, this is the Vizio Quantum Pro 4K QLED HDR Smart TV. That's a mouthful. And that's what I got. So hope to catch you in my next video.